Hey everybody, welcome to Redbird Gardening and Design. I'm Anissa Turner. Let's pot up. What? I'm sure everybody's thinking something other than what I'm thinking. This is what I'm referring to as potting up. This specific plant is a gardenia cutting I took last fall. You can see the roots are starting to pop through right here. So this is a great indicator that these plants need to go into the next sized up pot. The main reason for potting up is because the plant has outgrown its current situation, its current pot. Why are you going to do this? It really helps the plant. It provides them the best chance to grow stronger and bigger. It feels less stress this way. Also, you won't end up with a root-bound plant. I put the link below regarding root-bound plant video I've done previously. Please check it out. A root-bound plant creates a lot of stress on the plant. It limits their water and nutrient uptake. As well, it really stagnates their growth. So you don't want root-bound plants. You want a wider and deeper pot. So this one is definitely wider. It might be a little bit too big, but I'm going to go with it for the sake of the video, and it won't hurt the plant. So if you set this in here, you can see that it's only about an inch or two wider than the pot that the plant is currently sitting in. So that's exactly what you want. It might be a little bit too deep. Those 2-3 inches here will give the root system from in here the room to expand down and spread out, thus giving you a stronger plant up top, which is exactly what I want. These guys aren't quite big enough to go plant out where I'm going to put them in their final space, so I need to grow them on. So the pot you're going to pick is 1 to 2 inches larger than the current pot the plant is sitting in. The new container should be about half the height of the plant itself. So, like I mentioned, this is a little bit too big, but it's pretty doggone close. It'll be fine. So what kind of soil are you going to use to do this potting up? Potting mix. A real good potting mix that isn't heavy and compact. The roots need a light, porous-based material, potting mix, to spread and expand out its roots. And this has a fertilizer base in it as well. So this potting mix is very light. It's got a lot of sand in it. There's some compost in it. There's some sand. I can feel that. There might be a little bit of peat moss in here. Not too much because it's not a renewable source. It actually strips the earth. So try to avoid that if you can. But this is a great, nice, light mix that will help the roots to expand and grow. So what I did was I used this pot to scoop it out. And I've already backfilled. I've already filled the pot to approximately where the depth of this is already at. So right about there, I'm going to sink it a little bit lower. You want to have this soil level slightly lower than the lip of the pot here, as this one is. You're removing one plant out of a pot to another. You're potting up, as it sounds, smaller pot working up to a larger pot. I take my hand, I put it like this. I spread my fingers underneath the base of the plant, and I tip it upside down, and it just slides right out. Look at those roots. Oh, what a great happy plant. Slightly starting to circle now. So it's starting to circle. So you can see that it is definitely time to pot up. That plant has used up its space, and it will definitely benefit for me to put it into another pot. I will pull the roots away a little bit when I go to put this in the pot, and then I will backfill the soil all the way around, not pack it down, water it in, and it should be good to go. My apologies, I can't hold the camera and also do the tickling the roots is what I call it. So you very gently just lift it out some of those roots so that I don't put in a root-bound circling root system into the new pot. This will help it spread out and expand. And you just set it in there just like this. And that's pretty much good to go. I might lift it slightly with a little bit more soil, but you can see where it's going to sit in the pot. You don't want it way up high like this, because then the water is just going to course right off of it, off the edge of the pot. So now we'll backfill. Just about complete with the backfill. All I did was I take my fingers and just slightly give it just a gentle tap down. Just a gentle tap down like this. You don't want to leave air pockets in there. I'm going to scoop out a little bit more soil. And you just gently put it around the base of the plant. And you just settle it in there, just like this. Yep. and just settle it in. Give it a tap to help settle the soil. And the next step I will do, I will water it in. And when you see these little green bits in there, the little ball pearly things, that is actually slow release fertilizer, so don't take that out. That's a good thing. And there you have it. Potting up from a smaller pot to a larger pot with Luna's help. Now, you know.